Hi everybody, it's Phaedra. Yes, this is our first virtual class. I want to officially welcome you here to Circe. This is Belly Dance Erotica. This is something that I put together after 30 years of dancing. I started out as an exotic dancer and then was a headliner, and then I moved into Oriental dance. And this is really a fusion of all of that plus energy medicine. So you're working your chakras, your breathing, all of these amazing things, and Tantra, the yoga of Tantra as well, is included in all of this. So this is not just an incredible dance to do, it feels amazing, it gives you energy, and it gives you new vitality in life. So we're gonna start on the floor, okay? And the music is a lot more sensuous to get us in touch with our Shakti essence, is what we're working in, is our natural feminine power. So we're going to really submerge into that and get to feeling really comfortable and confident in it. Okay, you ready? All right, everybody. We're always going to start our every single exercise we do with a warm-up. So this is a warm-up. I'm going to just do this completely so you can come to this any time of the day. Other things I'll have are little chunks of dance that you can just drill, but you definitely want to come back to this point and stretch your body, okay? So stretching in the beginning, stretching during the exercise, and afterwards is going to keep your body supple and strong, okay? And it's going to be a lot easier to move in and out gracefully, all the poses. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with an inhale, breathe deep, reach to the top, and then exhale, open the hands, release the breath. Again, gather the chi energy up through the body. Exhale. This time let's sweep it in front of us and make it grow up the body. And then exhale like a blossoming tree. So the hands cross and they lift up and open. It's almost like you're taking off your t-shirt. And exhale. And release. Now, how you're sitting here, you can sit in a cross-legged position. I've been working on my half lotus, working on this, and if this is too hard, you can do what I call the baby lotus. You can put your foot right between your thigh and your calf and just let it rest. You want your spine to be really strong, you're feeling supported. So I'm going to switch on and off here, but I'm just going to work on this. And if you're into half lotus, just really listen to your body, listen to your hips. Okay, if you need to come out of it anytime, do so. And then we're going to walk ourselves out. This is going to be a stretch. Keep your glutes down on the floor. Reach forward. And you should feel that, a pretty intense stretch right on the back side there. Breathe. Keep reaching out. Glutes stay connected to the ground. And breathe out. And we're going to walk our hands back. Oh, beautiful. Let's reach over. Just a little stretch right here. And if your elbow doesn't come down, that's fine. I have long arms and I'm really stretching out. So it may look more like this, okay? And you just want to feel really good stretch from here to here. This is the support, okay? Stretch. Keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. And up. Feel yourself anchoring in the floor. To the other side, very slowly. Keep reaching out. Hips are anchored on the floor. And coming up. Okay, we're gonna just switch our feet now. If you were in half lotus, if you're just cross-legged, switch the other foot in front, okay? It's gonna make a difference on how you feel that on either side. So you'll notice that now. Walk yourself out. You're gonna feel this now on the opposite hip more. Walking out, walking out. So it's not important whether or not your chest or your head gets to the ground. It's just that you feel the stretch. And I can't stress that enough. I want you to be feeling what's presently happening in your own body. Keep the breath flowing as you're reaching out. Hips are down. Slow down, get ready for round 2. One more stretch here, one more breath. And walk it back up. And that same stretch we just did, we're going to start on the other side. Reach over. And up and sail to the other side, nice and slow. Feel how we're starting to open up the body. Okay, we're going to turn long ways. We're going to just release our foot. We'll turn long ways here. And we're going to stretch both legs out to staff pose. Just get back just a little bit here. Okay. Rock your weight side to side so that you're sitting nice and tall in your sit bones. Flex your feet right now. Just feel a stretch. Now, if you're super dang tight, then your knees are going to come off the ground. That's okay. What I don't want you to do is push out and curl your spine, okay? Because that compromises your spine. You want to use your abs and stay strong here, even if you've got to bend a little bit. And then we're just going to gradually work on opening up the hamstrings, okay, and the calf muscles. So if you're nice and tall here, place your hands by the hips and push the heels out. And really straighten up in the spine. You can feel how that is nice, a nice energy. Really lock your legs down. And we're going to walk forward with our hands, keeping our back as flat as we can get it, okay? So my hands are going to walk out to where you're like, ooh, that's a good stretch, and stop right there. Now, the thing about getting into a stretch properly and making sure you don't hurt yourself and that you can continue to get more flexible is that you need to get to a place of resistance where it's a bit uncomfortable. And then just play with that, okay? Go a little bit into it with the breath and release out of it with the breath. And go into it gently with the breath. And so you're not forcing, you're really easing yourself into the possibility of something a little deeper. And when you do that, the body gives. That's what I say. It gives in and it relaxes, and then you can just move forward a little bit more. So if you hit it too hard, you're like, ow, back off, okay? That's your muscles saying that it's not ready. So you want to ease into that. So push your heels out. And if you can get your hands anywhere down by your feet, grab a hold of them. You can get to the outside of the feet. There's many different ways to do this. You can take your fingers, your big fingers, and wrap them around your big toes and pull towards you. Lifting your chest up, that's going to increase the stretch, but you want to keep that spine nice and straight, okay? Now I'm going to be quiet and let us breathe here for a minute. You can look down also if it's too painful for your neck. Try to get your elbows down if you can. Also remember, if you're way up here, if you look like this, excuse me, sorry about that. If you look like this, then you're going to stretch out and you're just going to be pushing till you feel your max stretch, okay? So that's the idea there, is is that you're just going to slowly be opening more and more. And as long as you're doing this like every day, and it doesn't hurt to do it every day, you're going to start opening. In fact, your body wants to be flexible. It works better when it's strong and flexible, okay? So that's super dang important, like every day. To just do something to open your body, and no, just getting into work and moving around is not part of it. You've got to breathe and be very conscious of what you're doing within a posture. Okay, so now my toes are pointed, and I'm going to reach forward as much as I can. You can hold on to your calves, your ankles, around your feet. I am blessed with long arms, sorry about that. So I'm lucky I can at least get around my feet, but then I gotta pull. So no matter where you're at, get into the stretch where it is a bit of a challenge for you, all right? Because you want to open. You don't want to hurt yourself. You just want to open. See if you can bring your head to your shins. Make your legs strong, point your toes. Okay, slide your hands back first towards your hips, and then strengthen your legs. So push them down into the mat, draw your lower belly in, and then squeeze, like you squeeze your tushy, and you roll all the way up. And now you've protected your spine 100%. Doing it that way. Take your foot into the inner thigh and push out with the heel on the other leg. Now we're going to open this side of the body a little bit more. So again, if you're really tight on the hamstrings, go ahead and bend the knee, and you'd be reaching from here, okay? Otherwise, lock that quad down, please, thank you. And now we're going to walk our hands out. Keep a hip, keep your tushy on the ground, okay? Reach wherever you are, whether it's up here, it's down here, doesn't matter. Now keep breathing. Even though you are leaning forward and you may have a little bit of pressure on your belly, think of continuing to expand in the rib cage as you're breathing. We are almost there. Excellent work so far. And now slowly roll up. Remember how you were pushing into the ground? You want to use your entire body to come up. Okay, drag the toes. And then the hand goes on the outside of the foot where the pinky toe is. Okay, we're going to work that IT band, and we're going to bring it across the body. So this foot's nice and close. And you'll notice that if you're really tight, that knee will stay bent, okay? Otherwise, I want you to push out and try to straighten that as much as you can. So I'll get into another position here so you can see what I'm doing. That foot's in. I've grabbed the outside of the foot. My back is straight. I'm going to bring it across the body toward my shoulder. And I'm going to push the heel out, okay? I should feel it all the way here. I will feel it also if I'm super dang tight. I will also feel it back here. You can bend your knee if that gives you a little more comfort there. Otherwise, push out. This is one of those muscles that feels super tight, but if you exercise it a little bit, it really opens up, okay? All right, now the breathing. Breathe in from the gills, and exhale, turn, see if you can look behind you just a little bit. Woo, good work. All right, guess what? We're gonna work this hip just a little deeper, so we're gonna take it across, okay? I'm gonna turn towards you, so you can see what I'm doing. So my foot went from here, IT band, to the outside of the knee, okay? Now this might be as much of a stretch as you want, because you'll be feeling it right on the outside here, along that side. If that's the case, wrap your arm around you, you can hug it into you, and when you do, it'll just intensify. Otherwise, we're gonna take a little twist behind us, okay? If this hurts your neck, you can look directly at the wall and not look behind you. Always listen to your body. So the hand here is gonna go behind my butt, all right? And I'm gonna reach this arm up, straight as high as I can, bring my knee in as close to my body as I can. On an exhale, Take that elbow to the outside of the knee and let it come in tighter to the body. And I'm adding some pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there. And it's gonna come into the body a little more. My hand will rest on my hip, okay? And I'll look behind me and stay as lifted as I can. Remember that breathing? Like filling up your gills and exhaling completely. Inhale. Keep that knee coming into the body. And as you inhale, take a big breath. Exhale, slowly come out of the posture. And we're going to do a counterbalance. So we're going to just turn to the other side and just stretch out nice and tall like a royal pose. Like you're beautiful queen. Because you are. And then the inhale, exhale, release. So you'll come to know, I'm going to take your legs together. You'll come to know that you're going to exhale during the twist. Think of wringing out your organs and wringing out a towel. And you want to give everything more space to do what it needs to do. So now my left leg is straightened out, one closest to you. My right foot is high into the thigh. And I'm going to lift up tall. My back is flat. And I'm going to walk myself out. Wherever that is, stay as flat as you can. The knee, the opposite knee stays locked down. Reach. Heel is pushing out. Leg is locked into the mat. Back is as straight as you can get it. And you get that by rotating the hip bones back, okay? So you're really opening everything. In fact, sometimes I think of the hip bone coming into the socket, and for some reason I can lean forward a little bit more. So again, we are talking about also being very careful and opening up the body gently, allowing the space to release. We want to do this consciously because our body will heal, it will open, but we've got to not force it and be willing to love it enough to work with it, okay? We're almost there. Ooh. And then we're going to come into that IT band stretch, okay? So let's go ahead and take our hands up. And that lower abdomen comes in tight, lifting tall. Pause. Again, I'll come toward you so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take my hand on the outside of the foot now, and I'm going to reach it across and try to push my heel out. Okay, this foot is relaxed. The hand goes behind me. I inhale and I exhale, twist. And it's okay if it's bent like this, that's fine. Keep your spine very straight. You say that I'm a sight to see. I say that you're a masterpiece. And now that foot is going to go on the outside of the knee. Very good, okay? And just get into your position. Always take some time there to wiggle around to feel really centered, all right? Now pull that knee in. If that's enough of a stretch for you, anchor it in and pull it in tight and just stay here, okay? Because you just want to open the hip. It doesn't matter if you can reach around yourself like a pretzel. It's irrelevant. All you need to do is open your body and be stronger, more flexible for you, okay? So we have to get the idea out of our head that we need to accomplish a certain goal. It needs to look like X, Y, Z. Take the hand, put it towards your buttocks. Inhale. And now twist as you exhale. And remember that knee needs to come deeper in toward the body as you're twisting. You really want to feel this in your hip and not your lower back, okay? And inhale. And exhale, release, and then go into the counter posture. Be very tall, very beautiful. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna come back to our seated stretch. All right, super duper duper. All right, you can get into any one that you want. Now, I like to go back into my half lotus because for this particular one, we're gonna circle. I find that anchoring my body down in this posture this way is a little easier. Now, you can do this in the baby lotus. All right, you still feel a little more like locked down. All right, if you can handle this one, then try it out. Okay, so remember the rotations that we were doing here, where we have the hand come down and the other arm reaches up and over. We're gonna do this again just to revisit it for a minute. So we're about to open our spine. Okay, now as we do all of that, a lot of energy is going to be released. And then we're going to have the capacity to really open it and then feel it drawing up through the body. Okay, here we go. We're going to sweep the upper arm forward. You might want to watch first. And the other one chases it and brings it around. Okay, let's do that again. Same direction. Elbow comes toward the floor. Sweep. Sweep. Pause. And hold. Okay, continue. Side. Reach. Do you feel how your feet lock your lower body down? Arm sweeps up. And lift. And we're going to do it one more time. Beautiful. Reach forward, sweep the arm, pause, and up, and then we're going to switch legs, okay? So we're going to take the other leg and we're going to go the opposite direction. All right, we're going to start with a stretch on this side. Reaching up, hold, and then up, and then we're going to pause for a minute on this side, and then we're going to circle in this direction. Here we go. And reach that arm forward, and then the other arm chases it around, and pause, up and over, reach, and sweep. Trace a circle on the floor with your fingertips, up and over. See if we can just blend it out a little bit more. Up and over, last one. Reach, sweep, up and pause. Wonderful. Now if you feel fine in this posture, stay here. Otherwise, go ahead and just do a regular seated, cross-legged seated posture. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work our shoulders just a little bit, all right? So we're first above, I would like if we would not start here with our hands on our knees, but if you feel like this is a bit of a challenge for you to float your hands this way, then go ahead and start, but don't anchor yourself down. So in other words, you want to go up and back, and the shoulder blades should be pinching together when your shoulders go back. Okay, so forward, up, back, down. You want to hit every corner. So if your hands are on your knees, notice that they're sliding and gliding as I go. Yeah. If you want to float your hands, they're going to come, your elbows are going to come right at spleen point, right here at your rib cage. Okay. And that energy, that beautiful energy is going to be sailing out. Up, back. You're still squeezing the shoulder blades. Forward, up, back. Forward, up, back. Squeezing. One more, and then we're going to reverse. Here we go. Both go forward, so it's back, up, front, down. Back, up, front, down. Back, up, front, down. Back, up, you got it. We're going to do one more, and now we're going to do one at a time. So this is back, forward, up, back, down, other side. Forward, up, back, down. Now you are learning the first foundation of how to roll these coiling serpentine movements in your body. Forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to smooth this out a little bit. Just play with it. It's one shoulder at a time. One shoulder at a time. And if you need to slow it down, then just do that. Do that. Because this is not about speed. This dance is about really owning the space of your sensuality. That nectar, okay, that is seemingly distorted amongst our culture. And really coming back into a space where this feels natural and it feels incredible to express it, okay? It's healthy for us. All right, let's go forward. It has incredible healing powers. Just tapping into this source, this feminine yin. All right, so it's back, up, front and down. Back, up, front, and down. Okay, we're gonna alternate, and 1, and 2. All right, just play with it a little bit. You're just rolling the shoulders up and forward. Good work. One more on the other side. Fantastic. All right, and if you've been sitting in this position for a little bit and you want to give your legs a break, you can stretch them out. Pack the energy down toward the ankles and up again. Fantastic. Now we're going to do some rotations. All right, so this time I'll cross my other foot up here. Now we're going to start to work on this coiling area here. Your Kundalini, actually, it rests here between the perineum, right on the perineum, okay, between your sex organs and your anus. It sits right in there. It's up high, so it isn't located directly in either one of those areas. It's stationed in the center of it. But it takes signal from the chakras of the feet, which is where the first chakra starts, in the feet, which is drawn up toward the legs into the Kundalini. We're working now on Kundalini opening through the first and second chakra, your hara and your sacral also here. Your solar plexus, which rules your self-confidence and a lot of your shame, dealing with a lot of that. Okay, so we're opening up this part and pulling it upward into the heart chakra. All right, good juicy stuff. So first we want to open our heart to receive. We're going to just literally think of opening a cabinet, okay? And then you come back. Now don't collapse the chest. Don't send it all the way back to the point. I do want you to contract your abdominals though. Stretch forward and contract the belly. Stretch forward and contract the belly. Breathe. Stretch as much as you can. It feels good. And stretch and back. And stretch and back. Now slow it down. And try not to rely on your hands. Just opening and release. Stretch, open, and now we're going to take this up and down. So you've noticed the dynamic. I want to do this directly on top of each other for this reason. So we were doing forward and back. Now we're going to go up like you're taking a breath and release. Up, release. Up, release. Up, release, like you're pulling your spine up higher off your tailbone. And two more. And last one. Excellent. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go side to side. So I want you to imagine you have a towel with 2 knots on the side. And then if I pull one, my chest is going to go with it. Pull and release. So let's just practice that. And you can put your hand by your chest. I find that a lot of my students find this is a good visual cue here to work it. So grab a hold of that knot and pull over and release. Pull over and release. And Another one you can do is to push like an old typewriter. Push over and release. So use it, any identification how you can do that. This is working here, not just in your lats, but really in your obliques, and this whole area is amazing. You're gonna feel this in your back, because parts of your back that you have not ever worked. So if they're a little tender, that's normal. Okay, so I'm gonna put my hand here and push my chest over toward my fingers. 3, 4, 5, we're gonna go for 8, 6, 7, one more, 8, and other side, and the same thing, we're gonna push over to the other side, or grab it like you've got a big knot, okay? Hold and in, stretch and in, over and in. And also, if it only moves a tiny little bit like this, that's completely normal. It takes time to stretch those muscles, so please don't be hard on yourself. All right, here we go. One more, and stretch over. Okay, now we're gonna make a circle. All right, so all those points that we did, we're gonna go forward, around, so the circle will be this way. We'll start it that way, and then we'll flip it over and do one horizontally, okay? First, the vertical one. Let's start with the chest forward, and we're gonna stretch, push over to the side, and then back. There's that contraction in the belly. Slide to the other side. Front, slide, back, contract, slide, front. Let's see if the hands can float. Slide, back, slide to the side, and front. You ready to smooth it out and around? Really go slow. Anchor your feet onto your thighs so they stay locked down. Use your abdominals and your chest as you're rolling forward. You're really working a lot of your body here. Inhale on the stretch, exhale on the contraction. Keep circling. Side, front, side, back. We got a couple more, and then we're going to go to the other side. We're going to break it down. And one more time. And pause. Now we're going to go to the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Side, back, side, front. Side, back, side, front. Totally fine. Do not be hard on yourself. It's okay if you miss a beat. This just takes repetition, okay? And let's try to circle it. Slow, sensual, rotating that energy, coiling it up the spine, around, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, and forward, side, back, side. Smoothing it out. Just a couple more here. And last one, around and pause. Okay, shake your legs out again, and please slap that energy down all the way to your ankles, and up the legs, down the outside, up the inside, pat on the top. Wonderful. Bring it in. Okay. Let's now work our head. So I'm going to sit in a regular cross-legged position for this one, because we're going to drop our chin to our chest. By the way, you can do these neck exercises, these head exercises every day, okay? It will really benefit headaches, tension, stress, some inability to sleep. We hold a lot of tension in our necks here. And when we do that, we kind of jam the centers of communication between what we need between this part of our body, this part, these first 3 chakras, which are survival, and the next ones, which are transcendence. That makes it very difficult for the communication to get back and forth. So we want to definitely keep this open. So let's drop the chin to the chest. We're going to stay lifted. Hands can rest on the knees. And then I want you to look up. Now, to me, it feels good that you've got a nice stretch. You don't want any pinching or pain. And then the chin, really rotate it down toward that collarbone, okay? And then up toward the center. Let's do it one more time. Go back. And then forward. And then look up. Okay, then we're gonna come to a neutral spine. Oh. Here we go. And our ear is gonna go to our shoulder. Now I like to take my hands to the side here because it feels good. And I feel like I can get a little bit more range of motion. Bigger stretch right here. Now I'm not a big fan of holding the head down because this is a really delicate muscle. So we have to really respect it. Okay. And when you get to feeling like, you know, your neck is warmed up a little bit and you want to just move it a little bit faster. But no need to go crazy, okay? Faster is not always better. All right, and we're going to pause right here, and now we're going to look over our shoulder. So make sure you're tall and those shoulders are back and down, and then come around to the other side. And again, we're gonna do this a couple times, okay? You're gonna find in this dance, wow, a lot of the neck gets moved. We do a lot of work with our hair. Keep going, just side to side. We circle, we undulate. We become so beautifully animalistic. All right, here we go. And to the center, let's circle. So chin drops to chest and circle around and up. And I really want you to just listen to your body, go at your own pace. Okay? Circle around. And pause here and reverse. One, round. Two. Excellent, keep going. Almost there. One more time. And release. Okay, wonderful. Now let's go on to our straddle sit, okay? So take both legs out. Now, having said that, if you're super tight in your adductors, you probably will look like this. You'll be curving in. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to bring your feet closer. Just try to stretch out your legs as much as you can. Make sure that your kneecaps are facing the ceiling, that your feet are facing the ceiling, and that you're lifted as tall as you can, okay? And from that position, you're going to really open up your adductors here and your hip flexors, all right? Which tend to get tight, and we'll go into a baby cobra pose to open those as well. So you're gonna wanna come forward this way with a flat back as best you can. If you have the flexibility to go a little bit more, make sure, okay, that you are still able to get your knees where they need to be. You don't wanna roll them inward just because you have a wider stance, okay? All right, so now I want you to think of lifting your head, push your hands at the back of the floor and lift your butt up just a little bit to sit right on your sit bones, okay? Because in the future, we're gonna be learning how to isolate our glute muscles and use them so that we can develop our shimmies, our hip locks, a lot of other awesome things. You're gonna want to make sure that you open this way, and this is part of the exercise, okay? So stretch forward by rotating the hip bones back, okay? So you're rotating the hip bones so your body can go forward. And you can take your hands here, that's fine. You can take your hands here, completely fine too. Don't press on your knees. Don't press really on your legs, okay? Especially if it strains you. But you can put your hands out, take your time, and walk out. Now, probably can't see my feet, but they're flexed right now. So flex your feet. Great job. Okay, if you want to go a little deeper, remember it's the same thing, okay? You're going to feel the stretch. It's going to be intense, and you're going to play with that just a little bit. You're going to go into it a little, breathe in, exhale it out. Maybe you want to breathe in toward the space, or maybe you want to exhale in toward the space and breathe out of it. That one tends to work really well. And then when you get to a space there, you can just pause and you can just play with that again. If you feel like you gotta come out of it, come out of it. It's fine. Just go right back to point A, okay? Just a little bit more. Now point the toes. Okay, I want you now to lift up here in this position. I want you to continue to kind of feel that you got the rotation of the hips to the back just a little bit. Okay, so you don't want to be in a bad position with your spine and all curved wonky, but you do want to feel like your hip bones are rotated a little bit. Okay, so now you are able to think about in our very near future how to contract those glutes. So take your hands to your thighs, and I want you to reach out and allow one hand to sail and trace right up that meridian, and that other hand goes all the way to the toe, and you're going to reach and pull that energy over to the other side. Stretch over, and it comes up, traces down. Now, if that is too deep for you, go to your shin and pause. And then brush it down and trace and stop right at the calf, okay? So if that feels better for you. Otherwise, one more time, reach way out towards your toesies and come back through. Reach over one more time right here. I hope you're remembering to breathe, and then come back. Now we're going to take our legs together and rub them out. Go ahead and take the soles of the feet together. You can pat out using the energy to pat up and down the legs. This is also your inner intestinal point. Okay, thumbs are on that Kundalini meridian, right into the soles of the feet. You can give them a massage. This part of the feet is usually very tender, so it's good to really keep that open. And then once you do that, go ahead and lean forward. And remember, your knees can be on the ground, above the ground, way up here. That's fine, okay? So again, it's just about opening here, those muscles that are right there. Fantastic. We are about to go on to some undulations and get into the spine. We have been working on the spine, moving it forward, moving it around. And up, and I believe we have a vertical one to do. So let's go ahead and just cross gently. And let's feel now the difference between the one we just did that was straight this way, and we're going to flip it up. So I love this one. It's one of my favorites because I feel like I'm just collecting a lot of beautiful energy into my heart, okay? So this time, instead of going forward, you're going to lift up, slide over, contract this part of the abdominals right here for a little crunch. Slide and up, slide, contract, slide, up, float the hands, slide, contract, slide, up, slide. Are you ready to blend it in? Here we go. Smooth it out. Round, up, side, down, side, up, and we are just about ready to do the other side. And pause. Here we go. And lift, side, down, side. You can start with your hands here if you want. Float. Are we ready to smooth it out? Here we go. Up, down, side, up, down. Yes, two more. Last one. Excellent. Okay, let's go into our all fours tabletop position and get ready to learn some undulations. All right, so now we're in tabletop position with our hands underneath our shoulders. Our knees are underneath our hip bones. And our feet, the top of our feet are flat on the ground, so no banana feet. Okay, you want to stretch your feet out. So let's start just by doing a cat and cow. When you inhale, I want you to drag your hands close, think of pulling in close to you. So the arch is created most naturally, and your head can look up if that feels okay. As you exhale, push the palms in and then tuck the pelvis under. Let the head release. And now move again. Inhale. Big breath. Exhale. Curl in. Really curl in tight. And inhale. Exhale. All right, one more time. Something about the season that we're in. And exhale, beautiful. Come back to a neutral spine. And now I want you to think this undulation. This is a basic undulation that was taught by Suhaila. And so what I want you to think of is your elbows are going to go out to the side when you do this little dip with your upper body, okay? So you're going to bring your elbows out to the side, lower your upper body, and then stretch up into cow, and then curl under. And so it's just a baby movement, okay? And the shoulder blades come together. Curl the lower belly in. Come back to neutral. And chest forward. Chest forward. By the way, you don't really feel like you're doing too much with your hips except curling them under on this part here, right? You're curling them under and then you're just releasing, okay? It's just kind of sailing through the motion. And chest forward, up, and the belly squeezes in. Now let's go in reverse. So you first want to curl the lower belly, shoot your weight forward over the palms, bend the elbows, and feel like you're being dragged by your tushy backwards. Curl, forward, being pulled back by your buttocks, right. Forward, breathing. Now this is seriously circulating that Shakti chi of the body. In, up, and back, chest forward, and then back, and you're curling the hips under. One more time. Okay. Now we're gonna do, this is one of my favorite exercises to do because it does amazing things for your tushy. And it really kicks a fire in your kundalini pretty dang fast. So, all right, the hips and the knees are in alignment with each other. We're gonna go very slow, making circles with our tush to the back wall, okay? So we're gonna do both directions. We're gonna start one way, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna start toward the camera, toward you, okay? Pushing out, and I'm literally gonna push my buttocks to the back wall, like I'm gonna kiss the back wall with my cheeks, literally, okay? And I'm gonna go around to the other side, I'm gonna very slowly curl in, and then push it back out again, okay? That's 2. Curl in, around, 3, and like the slower you do this, the more intense it is. 4, around,
so powerful. You start to feel warmth around that whole area there. Drill in, sail through the movement. It's completely normal to feel like you're kind of clunky and awkward in the beginning. Totally normal. Here we go. One more time. All right. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna relax the lower body, even though it looks like it's gonna move, and we're gonna work on the upper body. So we're gonna do a circle this way. Okay. So I'm gonna start. Actually, I'll start toward you. I will start moving toward this shoulder so we can all stay together. So bend the elbows, circle and kiss the, try to kiss the floor with your breast. Press up and over. Now notice what happens to my backside. It naturally expands, goes backwards. So I'm not really even trying. I'm just moving my upper body, okay? All right, let's do it together. Ready? Moving toward the shoulder, toward me. Sweep those beautiful bosoms across the floor and over. 2. Around. We are coiling. Woo! And 4. 5. 6. 7. One more time. Pause. And we're going to go the other side. So go away from me now. And circle. Around. 2. Push those hands into the mat. 3. Don't forget the tops of your feet. And 4. Keep breathing. And 5. Let it go. Yes. 6. 7. Last one. 8. Woo! And then go ahead and just come to sitting right on your mat here. Take your hands behind you, clasp them, and stretch them out. Remember I was saying, stretch in the beginning, stretch in the middle, and stretch at the end. And this will keep your body healthy and strong for a lot longer, okay? Don't skip them. I don't care what fad people got going on. There's never been a person in this world that has maintained their health and longevity by taking out their warming up and cooling down. It doesn't happen. Okay, shake your arms. Now face me, because we did work our arms a bit. I want you to take your hands straight out and bring it across you. We're going to stretch this deltoid, this muscle right here. So come on to below your elbow. Hook your hand below your elbow and pull it in towards you so you feel a stretch here. Now, you don't feel that, twist with it. If it's too much, take your hand on here and press gently, okay? But if you've got the ability to do it, anchor yourself down, breathe. And on the exhale, give it a little twist. And release. Let's do the other arm. Stretch it out. It's for here, right here. So remember, don't go on the elbow, go below it. Arms strong, pull it in. Remember, if it's the hand, it's your hand is just resting and you're just pulling it in towards you if that's what you need to do. Otherwise, breathe in. And on the exhale, take it to a twist. Keep breathing. And on the exhale, release. Wonderful. The arm comes up and over. This is a tricep stretch. Because guess what? We're going to do a tricep push-up next. Yes, because they're really important in this dance that you be able to secure your upper body, other side. And the thing is, you don't need to wait for this other than your body, so you can do it anywhere. And the older you get, the more you want to make sure that you're doing things like this to maintain bone density. Okay, so let's get to it. All right. This is like our little demi chaturanga movement, okay? So our hands, our elbows will be here, our hands will be here, all right? We won't be to the outside. I'm going to be on my knees. I think this is important because a lot of our dances do incorporate getting on the knees, all right? Smallest. we go. You're going to shift your weight forward. Okay, so you have a flat back, and you can bring your feet in. Just scoot back a little bit so you can see there. You can bring your feet in. Okay. When you go down, inhale, and as you come up, exhale. You're going to go slow. I don't care if you can do 2 or if you can do 10. It doesn't matter. Do some of them. Come down, inhale. Exhale, press. Use your breath to get you back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now I'm trembling, that means we're doing it right. So if you can go down half that way, that's okay. Go down all the way if you can. Woo, yes. Let's do 2 more. Woo, last one. I want to work with you. Press. Press up. Great. Oh, release. Are we good? All right. Okay, we're going to do a baby cobra before we do our next things here. And then I think we're going to finish up with a few stretches here, and then we'll move on to some dance moves. All right. Okay. So cobra, we want to come down to this position. We're going to come onto our bellies, and we're going to put our elbows underneath our shoulders, okay? So my hands will go out. My elbows will be underneath my shoulders. My feet do not have to stay together. In fact, mine have always been kind of hip distance, okay? But you do want your thighs really strong and anchored to the floor. You also want your lower belly to be pulled up and in so that you feel like you naturally have more space in your spine, okay? As you inhale, think of lifting the pubic bone up, the belly up, and the chest is just expanding, okay? And you're going to breathe here. All right, glutes are strong, wonderful. So take your hands, remember, in that place we were before. And this time, I want you to let your buttocks come up first. And then press the elbows, come down, and you come in. Okay, so this is our last fun piece here that we're going to just learn and play with right now. So you want to definitely have a mat. When I first started, I had a hard floor and a mat, and I still wore knee pads. So if you want to do that, you can put them on. You can put a towel on here, but there is a risk of it slipping. So just to let you know that your knees will get stronger over time with this, okay? So don't worry about that. All right, you're going to sit back on your heels. I'm trying to get you space so you can see me here. Sit back on your heels and stretch your arms forward to release your lower back. Okay, now bring the hands in just a little bit. Okay, so when you come forward, it's like, to me, they're almost a hair width forward longer than it would be in tabletop, just a little bit, okay? So now I'm going to take one foot and place it like, try and think of sticking your foot to your rear end, the crack of your rear end, okay? So when you do this, remember that undulation we were doing? We are going to take that foot in, take the top of the head down as far as we can, and we're going to push up. Now my elbows are coming out, okay? Push up. I am coming into a full expression of an undulation. Watch what my elbows have to do here. They must rotate inward. And then my back leg has to extend as I lift up and then change legs. Okay? And then I push back onto my heels again. All right, let's do it nice and slow. Let's use the same foot we did last time and begin again. So one foot comes into the booty, like that, okay? And your head starts to go down. Now ideally, once the chest gets down really close, you need to turn your head away so that you don't drop your face to the floor. That back leg stretches tight, press up, and then switch and come up. Okay, let's start with the other leg. So now the other foot comes in toward the buttocks, right? Like that there. And we're going to take the upper body down in a deep undulation. That other leg's extending. Pressing up. Push. Switch feet. And bring it back with the tushy. Okay? All right. Let's do it one more time with that other foot just so we'll be even. Okay? Round. Here we go. Curling. And switch and back. All right. Now, let's try to put them together, shall we? So we'll start with that one foot here. Going down. Stretch. Up. Press back. Now leave that foot. That foot's going to come right up again. Here we go. Up. And back. Here we go. Same foot. Stretch. Up. And back. And then same foot. Okay, let's go in reverse. You girls feel this? You feel how you're using your arms and your chest? It's absolutely incredible. So this one, I want you to think of this like ecstatic movement, okay? Like you pull the energy in from your lower chakra, your kundalini, and you just, give it out, okay? All right, that's a little exaggerated, but I want you to feel that motion. So your foot will come in towards your buttocks again, but this time you're going to curl and bring that energy in, and it's going to sit right there. So you come down. Now, switch your feet. Push your buttocks up. Push, 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 push. Those elbows come down onto the floor. Back to your heels. All right, let's try it all together, shall we? So the foot comes up, and you're just going to open. Chest comes down, buttocks push, push with those arms. Yes. And then other foot. Push. Yes. Here we go. Press. This is undulating on the floor. All right, one more time. So amazing for the whole body. Press back. Make sure your tushy comes first. So it's chest, press back, and then, yes. Fantastic. All right, ladies, just take a breath. Let's start doing some dancing. Okay, everybody, so now we're gonna be learning the fundamentals of this dance. So when you're first learning this, the movements are gonna feel like the dance in itself. But eventually, these movements will be just incorporated into a warm-up, and it'll be like second nature. So we want to go ahead and stand with our feet inside our hips or our shoulders, whichever feels more stable to you, okay? Remember the exercise that we did up here when we were pulling or pushing in one direction? We're just going to move that down to the hips. So you can use a visualization if you like. You can push the hip. Now this knee is bent here. This one's mostly straight but not locked. And the hip goes out to the side. And you can press the other hip to get the idea of how you're moving right in between two planes here. Slide, slide and hold, slide and hold, and then we're going to take our hands away from that. Okay, so let's try that now. Stay lifted in the chest. The shoulders are back. Slide the hips. Slide. Slide each side. This is absolutely fundamental for this dance. There's so many different pieces that will be layered onto this movement. Let's just smooth it out a little bit more and go back and forth. Slide. Wonderful. We're going to do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move forward and back. So what I want you to know here is that you do not want to compromise your lower back. So you don't want to push on this lumbar spine. What you want to do is take those lower abs and feel like you've got a zipper. So you're going to pull your lower abs up towards your navel. And when you do that, your hips come slightly forward. Slightly forward, okay? just like that. You don't really even need much on that. And then when you go backwards, it's just like you're kissing with your tushy right back there. Forward, back, forward, and back. Okay, so we see that if we're using these muscles here with our abs and we go and contract and then we release, we don't get any pain in the lower back. If you hyperextend and you curl up, it will crunch your spine and cause a lot of pain, right? I don't want that to happen for you. So step back here. The feet are in the same position they were when we just started the slide. And pull forward and then back, okay? Hands can be to the side, forward and back. So we're gonna do a big hip circle here in a second. And these are the movements we need to connect together, okay? All right, so let's try it. Forward, side, back. Kiss the back room there. I say kiss the sky, but then you'd be rotating your hips, so let's not do that. Side, and the tushy, it's like you got feathers on your muscle or something. You're just gonna go sweep back there. Front, side, back, side. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add them together, thread it through. We'll do a couple of these, and then we're gonna use the arms. Around, just focus the energy. Watch your belly muscles. Okay, this is our last one here, and now we're going to collect earth energy. We're going to sweep the chi up. When your hips are back, sweeping up, bringing it in toward the heart. And while your hips are going forward, your arms are opening, and you're releasing to scoop again. Don't think too hard on this, okay? You are just pulling energy up and bringing it out. Sweep down, side, up, and pause. Let's go to the other side, no arms, okay? Forward, side, back, side right here, and forward, side, back, side. Remember to keep your abs in to protect your lower back. Side now, listen. We're gonna do arms with this one, but it's gonna be in the opposite direction, okay? So let's smooth it out first and get our hips where we feel like, yeah, those are going. So all things in balance. Side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front. Now bring your hands to your heart. Sweep, and then when the hips come back, your arms open. Side, front, sweep, in and around. So bringing the love energy in from this heart chakra, sweeping it down and out and expanding, okay? In, around. One more time. Around. And pause. Okay, let's take the feet a little bit closer together now. When we slide our hips, it's the same thing. Push the hip out. You're between two planes. Other side. Chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down. Side. My opposite knee is bending, okay? But you don't want to kink your hips out so much that you feel like you're hyperextending them. You just want to feel like you get a really good stretch out. Show off those beautiful, lovely hips. Side, 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 side. And guess what? We're going to circle with these medium slides here. Side, side. You might feel some tension. Those muscles tend to stay really tight because guess what? We live in a mostly yang male
male type world that has everything about challenges and driving and going, and a lot of our feminine forms are not quite as in the everyday lifestyle of us, and it would be so helpful, okay? So we're just going to reintegrate it. So here we go. We're going to see, we're going to bring our hips forward, slide to the side, knees bent, hips come to the back wall, to the side and front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front. And now we're going to smooth it out. Here we go. Around, around. Now my arms are coming into the float, the elbows, and slowly opening up. Think of angel wings. Think of water, think of weightlessness, air. These kind of words and imagery actually really help. They help how your body flows. One more. Let's go to the other side. Are you ready? Forward, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side. We're ready to smooth it out. Here we go. Round. And if you feel like you're ready, you can work on the arms coming in when you sail those hips back, and open slightly when you're coming forward. Okay, let's take this circle and do one more thing. We've done it this way. Let's flip it upside down, okay? So we were going forward and around. Now we're going to flip it. The only way to do this is to bring our feet in closer to each other, almost touching. You're going to have to sit back, like you're going to sit in a mini chair, not way down here. A little mini chair. My knees are bent. You see that? My knees are bent. So that I can lift up, and I can also lift up. So I can lift up and lift up, okay? So let's start with that lower ab curl. Okay, in Romani dances, this muscle group is used a lot. It's also used a lot in Oriental dance. So we're gonna take this muscle and we're gonna curl it in, and it's going to literally sweep our pelvis forward and release it. In, release, in, feet closer together, and in, release, in, release, in. So you're just working your abdominals in this. Everything else is relaxed. In. You might also notice that this has an interesting resemblance to twerking as well, except the emphasis on the twerk is usually in the back and the contraction, which can kind of be dangerous. You got to be careful. When you're using twerking movements in this, and we do get to it, you're going to use your glute muscles a lot more to protect your spine and your abs. Okay? Let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure that your chest hasn't collapsed. Your shoulders stay back. In, just like somebody smacked you in the gut. Pow, pow. In. Are we ready to pick it up even more? 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now don't worry, we're not going to be going that fast in the ummi. So an ummi is the tiniest circle you can do, and it's the circle that's flipped up over on the side. So instead of pushing your hips out, now they're going to go go in toward the body. Okay? So how do we do that? We bend the opposite leg and pull the other hip in toward the rib cage and release it. Let's try one hip at a time. In, release. 2, 3. Use your obliques. 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. Let's go to the other side now. Remember, it's the hip bone coming into the rib cage. Your obliques are contracting. 2, 3, 4. Keep both knees bent. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, this is tribal fusion style that we're learning here. So both knees want to be bent so that you have the capacity to move the hips more with flat feet, all right? So now we're going to take those first two movements and put them together. So watch first. I'm going to contract my lower abs. I'm going to contract my hip bone up. I'm going to sit down in a little chair behind me. Then I'm going to contract my left hip up. And I realize I'm not a mirror image to you, so that would be opposite. So contract, release the tailbone, contract, abdominals. Let's try it together. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try to smooth it out. Keep the circle in the body. It's hip, buttocks, hip, abs, hip, buttocks, hip, abs, and release. And let's go the other way. Contract, contract, hips, contract, forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sit, contract, forward. Remember that's a scoop. Remember the abs. Contract, release. Let's try to smooth it out. Here we go. And around. 2, 3. Great. 4, 5. Woo! 6, 7. Feel the heat? 8. Oh my goodness. Take a breath. And flat back. Take it all the way down. Take your hands to the ground. Shift your weight side to side. Just open up your hips. Beautiful. Take your hands to one foot. Come down as far as you can. Walk yourself to the other side and hold. Excellent. Now contract those buttock muscles and bend your knees and come up, hands crossed, arms up and down. And we're going to go down, scoop a little chi energy, bend up. Wonderful. Exhale. We're going to do this on a diagonal. Ready? Open. These are fountain movements and hearts. We're doing it with a crossed arm. And around. Up. And now angel wings. So take one arm up. And the other arm. Do it again. Beautiful. Let's take both arms. Take the back of the hands together. Bring them up through the meridian. And exhale. Again. And exhale. Now bring that love right into the body and sail it up the body, through the breast, over the breast, around the chest, down, over the pelvic bone, and up. And around. Energy drawing down. There we go. And bring it up. And down. And take your left foot back or your right foot if you're watching me, because it's fine. Either one, you're going to do both of them. So this one's forward. Your toes in the back. Keep them as straight as you can, okay? Because
Grab a hold of your hips and make sure they're right aligned with the wall. Again, if that calf is super tight, you can bend that back knee a little bit, but you really want to think of pushing it down into the ground and lifting up so you can stretch out that hip flexor. You can get really tight. We're growing those muscles in there. We're changing things around. So step back, step forward to the other foot, watch your toes, grab a hold of your hips, find out where they're at, and breathe. Keep it going back, 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 back. Hit the floor with your foot if you can, okay? If you gotta bend your knee, see if you can keep your heel down. If not, you know, that's okay. But every day, do a little bit. Also, the knee wants to stay in alignment with the ankle in the front there, okay? Don't really want it to go over the toe. Great. Bring it in. Okay, if you need something to grab a hold of it, a dresser, a chair. Otherwise, bring your abs in. I want you to think of taking your belly button and drawing it in towards your spine, okay? And you're gonna lift all the way up. Now think tall, weightless, and go ahead and take one hand behind you here, the other hand out for balance. Grab your foot, okay? Thinking about this here, holding the center line. The knee is straight down. And release, and then the other side. We will hold. Guys have done amazing. It's just going to get more incredible from here. So many things to layer onto this. So many things to do. And we're going to go ahead and take your foot here. We're going to work on our balance. Again, if you need something to hold on to, do that. Bring your hands here. And up. Great. Other side. Bring your balance. Beautiful. We're doing a little Indian dance here. And up. Fantastic. Breathe in. Exhale. Phenomenal, ladies. Great work. Excellent. I will see you guys later. And next time we will be working on the dimensions of the upper body. We have snakes and coiling coming up and undulations. Don't forget about those amazing shimmies.